Hi there, it's me, your old pal Carl Welshman, and today we're going to be talking about a VR fitness game called Shardfall.
Oh, I haven't got hands, I've got controllers.
Now before we go any further, right, the people behind Shardfall have not been in touch with me or given me a free copy of the game and gone, hey, do a little review for our game if you know what we're saying. Wink, wink, fucking 10 out of 10 all round. No, I bought this game with my own money because I love the old fitness games, and I was curious because Shardfall kept popping up all over the place, and I really couldn't find many reviews on the old YouTubes which weren't fucking paid sponsors. I have dabbled with a few other fitness games. My favourite being Les Mills Body Combat. The first thing that hit me was, you know, it's cartoony style, it's cartoony graphics and everything. I was like, okay, it's quite pretty. Before it chucked me then into a bit of a tutorial. And the main thing that makes this game jump out from everything else is this running mechanic. I don't know how it works. I'm guessing that it must track the bobbing of your head or some shit like that. I don't know, I haven't really experimented with it, but on this game, you run on the spot, and as you're running, the fucking track's flying towards you and you're collecting these little orbs, and I quite enjoy it. However, I did find myself traversing my fucking living room quite a bit. So you do have a fucking boundary that's there to hopefully stop you smashing your face like these YouTube fail videos, smashing your head or breaking your arm or just fucking punching someone that's sitting next to you straight in the fucking cranium. You do have that around you. But this is the first VR game, let alone fitness game, that I've played which requires you to actually run on the spot. Now there is an option on the game for the running bit to be done for you. Some people might have an even smaller space than me, and it's going to be impossible not to break their limbs when playing the game. The other thing that I did struggle with, and I do actually just press a button to do, is jumping. It's really disorientating. So if you're running and you're trying to make sure that you don't go flying off to the left or the right or fucking forward and back and all that shit, right? Next thing you know, you've got things to jump. And you do have the option to physically jump. As you jump, your character in the game goes really, really high. And while you get to that point, in real life, you slam down. So your legs are actually not in the ideal position, ready to take that drop. Because in real life, if you were jumping like your character in the VR game, you'd fucking fly through the ceiling of your living room. So I don't actually use real jump option, I actually press a button. The combat in the game, I like it. It really does get a sweat on, and it really does get you swinging your fists. You know, you come up against these different creatures that have different ways to take them out. You've got some where you're punching rapidly, you've got some where you've got to block, you've got some which half of them become sort of spiky, so you have to just punch and focus on the one side and things like that. I do like it. It doesn't give much away, and that's the bit you got to keep in your mind, that Shardfall is trying to gamify things. It isn't just a standard fitness VR game. So Les Mills, targets come to you, punch them, uppercuts, you know, hooks, you've got a couple of elbows in there, you've got some knees and things like that you've got to do. Whereas Shardfall will have a monster turn up, gives you a brief tutorial at the start of the game, but you'll have a monster turn up and you're punching it and you're losing energy, and then you sort of go, oh fuck, it's got spikes down the side, so that's why I'm losing energy here. So there's a few things where you've got to try and use a bit of strategy and also just sort of look at what it is that you're fighting. I do like the combat in the game. I actually found some of that to actually give me more of a sweat than the likes of Les Mills, because in Les Mills you're punching the targets as they come to you, whereas in Shardfall you're going fucking crazy with some of these creatures. Now I've played the game for about 3 weeks. I wanted to wait a while before doing a full review of this game. I wanted to see whether I did overall enjoy it and how I felt it fitted in with my exercise. And I have found that I've not got used to the running mechanic. The fucking running, I'm still flying around the fucking room. I'm still coming out of the boundary. They did add a new update recently. It's like a tiny little green arrow, which sort of, if you're getting close to the edge, it'll point you in the right direction. To be honest with you, right, the arrow is so fucking small that you have to try and look down in the VR world and really concentrate on what that fucking arrow is pointing at. So you can't tell whether it's like, oh, have I got to step back? Or if I go forward? Am I going into my fucking television? Really what they need to do is, the arrow needs to be bigger, or it needs to be something that is more visible in the game. You don't have to make it too intrusive. It can be kind of transparent or something, but something that's always there, not something that appears at the last minute when you're at the edge of your boundary of your VR fucking designated space, that you're only fucking centimeters away from just busting your face on your own fucking television or something like that. A few of the enemies then that I noticed when I was punching, you've got some enemies which are quite small and you've got to punch them rapidly. It's very easy to end up smacking your own fucking controllers or smacking your own fist because you can't see your fists. In the VR world, they're kind of out here a little bit and you're focusing on punching a creature. So I have had a couple of instances where I've smashed my own fucking controllers. Bit of a negative for the game then overall. There's these boxing sections, right? So you've got sections where you're fighting monsters, but there's these boxing sections where there's this thing off in the distance and it's firing these orbs at you. And you've got different types of punches that you're expected to do. Now, it registers your jabs, registers them nicely, okay? However, uppercuts and your hooks, no. It just doesn't pick up on them. I've tried waiting to the last minute. I've tried waiting until they're sort of, nearly at me. I have tried uppercutting them many different ways and hooking in different ways as well. And it is really fucking random when it decides to register it. And that can be really, really frustrating. When you've got a good streak on the go and you're beating the shit into monsters and that happens, it's really fucking annoying. The running mechanic, I do like it. It adds a little something extra. I do get fucking sweaty doing it. So it's something a little bit different to the likes of what I've been getting from Les Mills. I haven't played any of the other sort of fitnessy, like XR fitness or anything like that, so I can only really compare it to that at the moment. It's very much gamified, so you've got unlocks that you can get, so better equipment, so you'll be able to do harder punches or more magical punches. You can increase the strength of your magic. You have additional buffers such as, if you hit a monster quickly, they'll immediately start burning, or if you block, you get additional energy. So it really is made with gaming in mind. If you're just the sort of person that only plays fitness games and hasn't really played many games before, you might find it a little bit confusing. You might be like, what the fuck? Why am I getting these unlocks? What do all these mean? I mean, they're self-explanatory to someone who's perhaps played a lot of games. However, if you're just the sort of person that goes to the gym and does a bit of fitness, you don't go there and lift weights, and your personal trainer or whoever is working at the gym, they don't come over and go, hey, listen, you've lifted up fucking so many weights today, right? The next set of weights that you lift, they're gonna fucking be pulsing with electricity, and the next person that you fucking fight, they're gonna burst into flames, right? Also, when you come here tomorrow, you're gonna be able to run twice as fucking fast because I've got these magic boots that you can wear. Yeah? That sort of shit there would be really fucking confusing. You will need to give the game a chance. There is a bit of a learning curve, but once you get into it, it's actually quite cool. I have actually downloaded Fitness Fables yesterday, but I wanted to get this review out first before I actually jumped into that, and I will share a review of my thoughts on what I think of Fitness Fable at a later stage, and I'll also do a bit of a comparison. Overall then, I give Shardfall a 7 out of 10.